Hello, YouTube. This is Prodigious back at you, continuing the fun that is Beelzemon Beelstar Week. Now, next we have a lovely little concoction that I recently did build amongst all of the other decks I've done here. This one is not like the other Beelzemon Beelstar decks. This one is a mix. It has Entmon, it has Beelzemon, it has Beelstar, it has Beelzemon X. But this deck does not run any champions or ultimates. This is strictly what I call a warping variant, where our main goal is just to swing out with rookies, and then when the time is right, we can hard play or Evo straight into our megas and finish the game. Alright, so let's get into it. So as the other decks have been, you're going to see some pretty similar lower end lineups, like 4 of the Pagumon eggs. On deletion, trash top 2 cards of your deck. 3 copies of Entmon from the advanced deck. For the when attacking, if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, you can Evo into a Beelzemon card from your trash for a cost of 3, ignoring the requirements. As well as a lovely inheritable that says when a card is trashed from your deck, delete an opponent's level 3 Digimon. Next, we are running 3 copies of Entmon from BT2, or also from the advanced deck, of on deletion, trash top 3 of your deck. Then, our boy that got limited down to 1, I guess that's why he is on a wanted poster in the artwork. Same as usual, this card's effect mainly just reads that when this card gets milled, you may choose to mill 3 more cards, and it does have an on-play to search the top 4 cards of your deck for a Digimon with Beelzemon in name, as well as an I Am Mako among them. Put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. And an inheritable that says that while this Digimon has Beelzemon in name, it gets plus 3000 DP. Then 2 copies of Entmon from BT6. On play, you may trash a card from your hand. If you do, return 1 Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers type from the trash to the hand. And then 4 copies of the promo security rookie Entmon. And again, I want to remind you that this card has actually got an errata. It's missing the last line of text. It's supposed to say at the end of battle, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying the cost, then add this card to your hand. Alright, now that is it for the rookies. Going on to the megas. We're playing 2 copies of Beelstar from the advanced deck. When you would play this card, reduce its cost by 4 for every 10 cards in trash. All turns when a card is trashed from your deck, you may return a Entmon from trash to the battle area and it gains rush for the turn. Opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, you can trash top card of your deck. Please note it's not a have to. Actually, no, correct. That is actually a have to. Pardon me, I was thinking of something else that was just a may effect. Then I'm running 3 copies of Beelzemon from BT2. He offers us the ability to warp on top of any Entmon as long as we have 10 cards in trash for a cost of 4. And he has the when Digivolving, delete a level 4 or lower. Then I'm running 4 copies of Beelzemon from EX2. Now this guy has the ability that when it's milled from the deck, you can play an Entmon from trash. Otherwise, it has when Digivolving and when attacking, and please note it's not once per turn. You may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Then delete 1 of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, and for every 10 cards in trash, you add 1 to the maximum level you can delete with this effect. So, gives you a little bit of board control, gives you some more milling, and when it is milled from the deck, it allows you to get more bodies on board to swing with. And then last, I'm running a single copy of the advanced deck Beelzemon, because why not? It has trash top 4, Then it all turns once per turn when a card is trashed in your deck, gain a memory. It also has once per turn on your turn when a card is trashed in your deck, this Digimon gains security attack +1. If you can get both this and Beelstar out on the same time, oh, you basically have like a built-in ice wall effect. Because they'll swing, Beelstar will mill, Beelzemon will see that a card got milled and activate his ability to allow you to gain memory for every 10. It's glorious. And then I'm running not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of Beelzemon X Antibody. Another key thing about this variant of the deck is a lot of people, when they build Beelzemon and they do run the X Antibody, they just run 1 or 2 copies and they use it as a win con for late game, which is great, but there's also a strong possibility you could use this card to just help you win the game in general. That's why we're running some of these easy to warp from an Impmon Beelzemons from BT2, because we want to abuse that. Like even early game, if we get an Impmon and then we get that Beelzemon in our hand, we can warp, become this for only cost of 1. It's going to check our trash. Even if we just have 10 cards in trash, that's still trashing a security card from the opponent. If you do that enough times, it makes a big difference. So that being said, let's go over the full text of what this guy says he does. So he can Evo on top of any level 5 purple for 4, but we're probably never going to do that. We're going to instead do Digivolve for 1 on top of a Beelzemon. Then when Digivolving, if this Digimon has Beelzemon or X Antibody in its Digivolution cards, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack for every 10 cards in your trash. As well as the on-deletion effect of you may play 1 Digimon card with Impmon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. And then last, I am running a single copy of Beelzemon Blast Mode. This guy has that when this card is trashed from your deck, delete 1 of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, and for every 10 cards in trash, increase that level by 1. As well as the when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. If you have 20 or more cards in trash, gain 3 memory. A lot of people back in the day, and even now, play a card called Omnimon. Not Omnimon, Omegamon. And basically, they would use it for a ability called Blitz, and the fact that when it digivolves, it unsuspends. This is basically Purple's version of it, because we can Evo this on top of any Purple level 6 for 4, and then it's going to check the trash, and it's going to allow us to unsuspend and gain memory. I mean, it's just too good. Now on to the options, and there is quite a few, since we don't have to worry about room for rookie or for champions and ultimates in this deck. We have 4 copies of Mist Memory Boost. It says trash the top 2 cards of your deck and draw a card, and then put this in your battle area for its delay effect for later. On a later turn, you can pop this card to gain 2 memory. Then we have 4 copies of Darkness Wave. This came out of the starter deck 10 for Mastimon. It says trash top 3 cards of your deck, and if you have a yellow Digimon in play, return 1 yellow or purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. Security effect is to activate the main, and I should mention that Mist Memory Boost security effect is to place it in the battle area. This is not going to get its full effect off. It is in here strictly for a 1 cost mill 3 and security effect of milling 3. Then, of course, we're running 4 copies of Death Slinger. When this card is trashed in your deck, gain 1 memory. The main effect is to delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon, and for every 10 cards in trash, increase that level by 1. The security effect is to activate the main. 4 copies of Rivals Barrage, because why not? This is when this card is trashed in your deck, you may place it in a battle area to activate its main effect or delay effect later. Its actual main effect to play it from hand is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play level. And then its main delay effect that you can pop on the battlefield later is to bring back a purple Digimon or purple Tamer from your trash to your hand. Its security effect is the main effect of deleting an opponent's Digimon with the highest level. And then last but not least, for our options, we are running not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of 7th Full Circle. This goes hand in hand with the fact that we're trying to abuse Beelzemon X Antibody a lot more than what he normally does. This card has a trash your turn effect that says that when one of your Digimon digivolves into Beelzemon X Antibody, by returning this card to the bottom of your deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Its main effect that you can get from playing it or from security is to delete the opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. And that's it for the option cards. And then last but not least, for our tamers, I'm running 2 copies of I and Mako from EX2. They're a memory fixer for us, as well as the your turn when you attack with a Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to mill 1 card from the top of your deck. Then if the attacking Digimon is Beelzemon, you may digivolve into a Beelzemon Blast mode in your trash for a cost of 3. And the last 2 tamers is going to be 2 copies of Sora and Mimi. If your opponent doesn't have a level 4 or lower Digimon, gain 2 memory at the start of your turn. Otherwise, it is your turn when when one of your purple Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to trigger draw 1, then trash 1 from your hand. But that has been it. This has been my little crazy brainchild that I've been trying to concoct for a while now. It is strictly a warping variant. Unlike the other versions of Beelzemon and Beelstar out there, this is just rookies and megas. You have no champions, no ultimates. You just do your thing, you get things in trash, and then you strike. That has been it for the variants of Beelzestar and Beelzemon. Now we're going to move on to the remaining 3 decks that are going to be strictly Beelzemon with maybe the occasional Beelstar sprinkled in. So join me again. This has been Prodigious, and I'll see you next time.